everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my acne story. Believe it or not, at some point in my life I've had terrible cystic adult acne, and this was almost over a year ago. And so it began randomly, and just a little backstory on my acne. I've always had acne. When I was going through puberty as a teenager, I was breaking out everywhere, especially on my forehead and right here in my T-zone all the time. And I had acne, a pimple here and there at any given point in time. But over a year and a half ago, it got really worse, to the point that my whole entire cheek was just covered, my forehead was covered, everywhere you name it I had acne. And I think I even got some like on my chest a little bit. I'm gonna put the before pictures, the pictures of my face with acne now, just to give you an idea of how bad it actually was. And this is what my face looks like today. So how did it all begin? It all began on one fine evening. I don't know. Honestly, it just randomly began, and I remember just noticing lots of acne spots on my forehead, and it would just be really painful. And I started going on my chin right here, and eventually my cheeks, and eventually my whole entire face was a hot mess. And I've never had acne like that before. It was really painful, and I just assumed that it would go away. Maybe I was having an allergic reaction to something that I was eating or something that I was putting on my skin, like my skin cream or makeup or something. So I gave it like 2 weeks. I was like, if it doesn't go away in 2 weeks, then I'll start really like taking it seriously and thinking about what I can do. So what I did was I booked an appointment with a dermatologist, and that didn't go anywhere. I went, he looked at it, he told me it's just acne, you'll get over it, it's normal. It happens, and I know it's normal, it happens, but it doesn't happen to someone who's an adult and that crazy amount of acne. And he prescribed me medication, and he told me to take an antibiotics, and he gave me a topical cream, and I just said, I'm not taking any antibiotics. And I applied the topical cream just to see if it made any difference, but I realized that it was making my acne worse. It was drying out my skin. It was just leaving these rashy, ashy spots, and I just said, it cannot be something that can be treated on the surface level. And I knew intuitively that it had to be dealt with something that was going on within, something with my emotions. It was on a metaphysical level. So what I started doing was that I started journaling what was going on emotionally within me at that point in time. And for me, the number one thing that I've struggled with the most is self-acceptance and approval of myself. I've always had this hateful relationship with myself where I've never really liked who I was, and I was constantly beating myself up through self-sabotage, negative self-talk, and this has been the story of my life for a long point in time. And I think in that point my acne surfaced because these issues, these emotions I was harboring towards myself needed to be taken care of, and it was my body's way of telling me that something is wrong, you need to take care of it. And automatically when we get like a sickness of any sort, we just run to the doctor and find like an immediate pill that we can take that'll fix it. Any problem, any sickness that you have begins on a metaphysical level. It is just not just some coincidence that your body has the flu, or you have acne, or you are having stomach problems. There's something that your body is trying to tell you, that you're not aligned to something within you. And so I started journaling, and I started finding out what was going on emotionally and what was my vibration at that point in time. And it was a lot of negative, low self-esteem. And that's always been there, but I think at that point it had gotten to the point where I was so sick and tired of feeling so negatively towards myself that it started surfacing on my face. And I would look at myself in the mirror and I would just feel so ugly. I couldn't look beyond the acne. I couldn't see myself as who I really am, you know, as a divine love energy, you know? And so it just got to the point where I would just be constantly picking at myself, like, will this ever get better? My hormones out of whack, I'll never have clear skin. And I began affirming negative things I did not want to happen. And everything begins with thought, and your thoughts create your emotions, and then your emotions create the experience you have. So if you're constantly thinking negative things about yourself, about your appearance, about what you look like, you're not going to feel good about yourself inside. Your inner condition is not going to make you feel good if you're constantly telling yourself negative, low vibe emotions. And that's what I was doing. So I decided that I was going to really focus on healing from within. So that meant really understanding what I was putting into my body. And this is when I decided to go vegan, and I was experimenting with the idea of veganism and, you know, cutting all dairy out. And one thing I remember I was eating excessively was avocados and high fat. And when I cut out the nuts, my skin started clearing up. I was consuming excessive amounts of fat. Your body needs about only 5 or 10% of fat per day from your food. And since I was obsessed with avocados, I was probably eating like 1 or 2 avocados a day. And at that point, I decided that later, this lasted for about 7 months, so towards the end of my acne journey, I decided to cut out all nuts, processed sugars, and really focus on what I was putting into my body. And I started juicing, started having smoothies, I started cutting out a lot of high-fat food from my diet, and really focusing on a whole plant-based way of eating. And drinking a lot of water, like 3-4 liters of water, because it will help flush the toxins. What my body needed was just to get rid of a lot of toxins. I mean, it wanted me to take care of it. I think of my acne as a little alarm that my body sent me, saying, start taking care of yourself. You need to pay attention to what you're putting in your body. And at that point in time, I still thought to myself, if it matters what I put in my body, it also matters what I put on my body, right? So I went through all my makeup. I threw all my makeup away. So I've never been the one to wear foundation, so I never had foundation to begin with, but I threw my concealer away, any blush products, anything that goes on my face that would have any type of chemical, any type of preservative, coloring, anything, I threw it away. And now my makeup collection is down to 4 things: eyeliner, mascara, an eyelash curler, and liner, and a rose lip balm. That's all I wear on my face, and I love not wearing makeup because I've learned to appreciate my skin. I've learned to live in my skin. I've learned to accept this is the way I look, and I better get used to it. So now when I look at myself in the mirror, it's not like, oh, what flaw can I find? It's like, how can I be grateful for the way my lips are curved, or how can I be grateful for the way my eyelashes sit on top of my eyes? Just having the opportunity to celebrate myself every single time I look at myself in the mirror has really helped me to heal my relationship with myself, and to understand that I do not need makeup to feel beautiful. Beauty comes from within. I feel like makeup sometimes masks our beauty, and if you're using makeup to accentuate what you already have, that's amazing, but we don't need makeup to feel beautiful, because beauty is an inner job. It's a state of mind, and I believe that if you feel beautiful within, then you'll look beautiful on the outside as well. Along with condensing my makeup and simplifying what I was putting on my face, I also decided to clear up my skin routine and get rid of any harsh chemicals that I would get from the drugstore, like face washes, face creams, and things like that. And I started using African black soap. And this has been a life-changing, amazing product for me, because it has like 4 or 5 ingredients. It's great for acne, blemishes, hyperpigmentation, wrinkles, anything, and it just really helps clean your face without feeling like that you have just washed your face with like abrasive chemicals that are just stripping the natural oils of your face away. And then I use a rose water toner to tone my face, and this really helps hydrate and moisturize my face, and it really helps my skin glow from the inside out. And then for moisturizer, I just use almond oil, just a little few drops in my hand, rub it together, and just pat it onto my skin. And that is my skincare routine: my black African soap, rose water toner, and almond oil as moisturizer, and that's it. And at nighttime, I like to use rose hip oil, just because I feel like it really hydrates my skin, and it really helps it get like this beautiful warm glow to it. So that's what I use for nighttime. I don't use any eye cream, and if I want to exfoliate, I'll just use some baking soda and water and just massage it on my face. And It's just once a week. That's it. Very, very simple skincare. And I believe that our body loves simple. The more simplified we live, the more simple things we put into our body, what we apply to our body really affects our emotional and physical well-being. And having since done that, I've gone ahead and cleared out my closet, and I live a more simplified life. I only have a certain amount of clothes in my closet. It just feels so nice to not be owned by things and to just take care of myself in a very simple way, because I truly believe that beauty is in simplicity, or simplicity is beautiful. During that time period when I was in the process of healing my acne, I decided to write a lot of forgiveness letters to myself. And I know I would write a lot of letters to my acne titled Dear Acne, and then I would tell it everything I wanted to say to it. I hate the way you sit on my face. I hate the way you make my face hurt at the bottom of my nose to the left. And I would just write letters to my acne, and then I would either tear them up or burn them. And I remember I took a Post-it, I put it on my bathroom mirror, so every single time I would go into the bathroom and brush my teeth every morning, I would see the Post-it, I love you. And I remember that would just register to me to practice self-love, and I would just say, I love you in the mirror. Even though it felt awkward to say I love you to myself, eventually I could look at myself in the mirror and genuinely mean it and feel that love that comes from within. And I also created an affirmation that I would just say every single time the idea of, oh, my face looks so ugly, or there's acne on my face and people are staring at my face, I would say, I deeply love and accept myself that is reflected in my outer appearance. And just this little affirmation really helped me to focus on that it's not about outer beauty, it's about how you feel within. And even though your face may be covered in pimples right now, this is just temporary. If I heal myself from within, then my acne will heal itself as well. And then, I mean, you can look at my face right now and you can see no foundation again. I'm just wearing my eyeliner and mascara and a little bit of lip balm. And you can tell that you wouldn't even believe that I had acne. And I know that to me it's a shock that my face looks like this way now, with very minimal damage to my skin. And it's also because I started taking care of my skin. When we use oils on our skin like almond oil or rosehip oil, it actually really helps to even out your skin texture and hydrate it. And like, I can feel my face now and it feels really smooth and really soft, and I don't really do much. I just keep it really simple and keep it really, really just clean, like clean products on my face and clean things in my body. If you have any questions for me, you can email me. I'll leave my email in the description box below. If you're someone who's struggling with acne right now and you're watching this video, I promise you it gets better. Start healing yourself from within. It won't happen if we just put this medication on our face and take this pill. It's about an inner work that needs to be done, and just focus on where are you emotionally in your life? What's bothering you on an emotional standpoint? And just see how you are not approving of who you are, how you're not accepting who you are. It has a lot to do with that. And create your own personalized affirmation that you can post on your mirror, and every single time you look at it, it's your trigger to practice self-love. And I promise you, self-love is the way to heal any kind of ailment you have, sickness, disease, anything. I really hope this video served you well and that it helps you feel a little more ease, a little more calm, and a little more accepting of the acne on your face and where you are on your journey. All my love, thank you for watching. Bye! How did I handle this emotional unrest that I would feel every single time someone would say a negative or critical comment towards me? I started becoming a